welcome to growing your own food in your own backyard. I just got through planting a snake plant, also known as a mother-in-law's tongue, and as well as the bedroom plant. And the reason why I selected this plant is because while most plants do take away oxygen at night, this plant gives off oxygen at night. So I'm really excited about adding this plant as a new addition to my plants in my home. And this plant also filters out formaldehyde and other toxins in the air. And it looks like during my transplant process, one of the leaves dropped off. So I'm going to go ahead and propagate this leaf. And I'm going to demonstrate how to propagate a snake plant in the soil and in the water. I also want to add one more tip. I do use sugar water for transplanting all of my vegetations, whether indoors or outdoors. And I learned that sugar water does help medicate the transplant shock. And it has worked for me. So I just want to share that with you. And so let's start with the propagation of the snake plant leaf. This is the cutting that came off the snake plant. And I'm going to try to propagate this cutting. I'm going to propagate in water. So I'm going to propagate two different ways. So what I want to do with this cutting, instead of throwing it away, I will propagate it and hopefully get a couple of other plants from this cutting. So what I want to do is I want to cut it straight across like this. So I'm going to do about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this cutting was already in water. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it back in water, and I'm going to propagate this in water. Welcome to growing your own food in your own backyard. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit the like button. I just got through transplanting a snake plant. And it's in my house. However, this piece fell off. So what I decided to do is root it in water, and look what it produced. This was the snake plant that fell off the plant that when I was transplanting it. And I got 2 new babies and a really healthy root. And I had it in water for maybe about a couple of months. So right now it's time to pot it. So I got some soil here. And I'm going to go ahead and transplant it. And this is going to provide me with a second plant. I'm going to go ahead and use the same water that it was propagating in. And now I have the snake plant that fell off my larger plant when I was planting it. And I was able to create a second plant by rooting it in water, creating 2 new snake plants, little pups. And now I have a second snake plant. Now I'm going to take you over to my kale, which I actually was growing in midsummer heat at 90 degrees. And I'm going to explain to you how successful I was able to do that. This is my kale plant that I'm growing in a pot in the dead of summer with 90-degree temperature. And in Colorado, our sun is so intense because we're 5,000 feet above sea level. But this is how I've been successful in growing kale in a hot climate and not getting burnt up, not bolting, and keeping the butterflies off my kale because this is in the brassica family. I put a screen cover over the kale which shades it as well as an insect barrier. This is on my patio, and it is being sheltered by the barbecue grill, so it just only gets the morning sun. And the fact that it's got this shade, the screen, it provides shade. So it is ready to be harvested. So I'm going to go ahead and take this screen cover off. Okay, as you can see, it's very healthy. Believe it or not, I was able to keep the earwigs off it too, because the nice thing about this, it has a wire at the bottom, so it can close up, and when it sets on the ground, it sets flat on the ground, so I wasn't having to deal with earwigs. So now my kale is ready for harvest, and as you can see, it hasn't bolted and is healthy. So I'm going to go ahead and start harvesting it. And this method gives me the ability to have kale all summer without it bolting. Oops. So this is going to be my lunch, fresh kale in the middle of July. Okay, so I've harvested my kale. I am going to have a second harvest. Therefore, I will leave this in the pot. I need to water it. I'll be right back. I'm going to give it a good water. Just drench the soil really good, because it's supposed to be 90 degrees for the remaining of the week. I'm going to go ahead and put the shade cover back over the kale. As I said before, the wire at the bottom, as you can see, keeps it close to the pot, so I don't have to worry about insects getting in. I will go ahead and close up the top. Like this. And then I will also need to close up the sides. So there is overlapping right here. So this is a good thing. So you see how it's overlapped right here? Now, I will now give it another opportunity to allow me to produce a second harvest. And here's my harvest right here. And I'm really excited about the fact that I can produce kale in the middle of the summer and it's healthy. So thank you for watching. and don't forget to hit the like button.